Hello, this is Gary Schnitkey, and this is a 5-minute Farm Doc Daily dealing with the Trend-Adjusted Yield Endorsement. The Trend-Adjusted Yield Endorsement has been around since 2012 and was brought into being by a project sponsored by the Illinois Corn Marketing Board. That project went through a process through Risk Management Agency and brought the Trend-Adjusted Yield Endorsement into being. The Trend-Adjusted Yield Endorsement takes into account the fact that yields have been increasing. As yields increase, typically before the Trend-Adjusted Yield Endorsement, the APH yield used to set crop insurance guarantees was based on a 10-year average. However, a 10-year average understates true expected yields when trends are increasing. In McLean County, for instance, trends have been increasing by 2.14 bushels per year. Simply averaging historical trends do not take into account that increase in yields. As part of that endorsement, RMA provides trend-adjusted yield factors for each county in Illinois and other areas where the trend endorsement exists. Those trend-adjusted take into account, again, the yield increases that have occurred over time. And for corn, those yield increases range from 2.53 in Carroll County in the northern part of the state down to 1.49 in the southern part of the state. Those trend adjustments tend to be higher in the northwest counties and lower on the eastern and southern counties. There are also trend adjustments for soybeans, which typically run about half a bushel per year. The trend adjustment adjusts each yield in a yield history based on that trend adjustment. It takes the 10 years of yields that are typically used to calculate an APH yield and adjusts each one up based on how far they go back in history. For example, a yield history that has a 205 bushel yield for 2021, in McLean County would be increased 2.14 bushels to result in a 207.14 trend-adjusted yield. The 2020 yield, 2 years back, if it's 202 bushels per acre, would be adjusted up by 4.28 bushels, or 2.14 times 2 years back. That process would be done for each year in the yield history. In our example, that yield history, that trend adjustment would increase the yield from 199.3 bushels for the APH yield up to 211.07 bushels for a trend-adjusted APH yield, and that trend-adjusted APH yield would then be used to set guarantees. That process increases protection offered by crop insurance because for the same coverage level, our guarantee is higher. We would estimate the value of that, including increased insurance payments, less increased insurance farmer-paid premium, would increase it by a little over $10 per acre for corn and something less than that for soybeans. The trend adjustment has been used in other government-sponsored products, including Ark County, a commodity title program. Ark County's yields are now trend-adjusted, and the trend-adjustment yield endorsement is used by the majority of farmers in the areas where that trend adjustment is available. You can read more about the trend-adjusted yield endorsement in the Farm Doc Daily, linked to this video description.